The fields of war. Burkina Faso's 2-year food revolution. Burkina Faso in 2022, a nation bleeding. For decades, this landlocked West African country imported half of its food, spending millions on cereals it could have grown itself. Then came the jihadist insurgency. Terror swept across the Sahel. By 2022, nearly 2.5 million Burkinabe were displaced, the largest internally displaced population in West Africa. Farmland was abandoned. Hunger was everywhere. In September 2022, Captain Ibrahim Traoré took power. He inherited a country surrounded by enemies. ECOWAS imposed sanctions. The European Union suspended aid. Food imports were choked off. The world expected Burkina Faso to break. Instead, it transformed. The strategy. Traoré saw the sanctions as an opportunity. His message was blunt: we produce our own food or we starve. In early 2023, he launched the Agripastoral and Fisheries Offensive. It was not a policy, it was a national war, and the battlefield was the fields. The government imported thousands of tractors, harvesters, and modern equipment, but they also built local workshops, encouraging artisans to make equipment made in Burkina Faso, creating a homegrown mechanization capacity that no sanctions could touch. Every Burkinabe was called to contribute. Soldiers, civil servants, students, even prisoners were ordered to grow their own food. The entire nation mobilized for a single goal: food self-sufficiency. Taming the water. But equipment alone meant nothing without water. Burkina Faso had always been dependent on rain. One failed rainy season meant one failed harvest. Traoré's government launched the most ambitious water infrastructure program in the nation's history. Across the country, old dams were desilted and repaired. More than 100 dams were rehabilitated. New dams were constructed, entirely funded by the Burkinabe state. The Sanghin Dam alone, now 61% complete, will store 123 million cubic meters of water. That's enough to irrigate 400 hectares of farmland and provide clean drinking water to thousands. The plan is even bigger. Build water reservoirs in every village, enabling up to 3 agricultural campaigns per year. For a country that once struggled to feed itself once a year, this is revolutionary. Every raindrop was captured. Every drop was turned into a crop. The harvest. The results came faster than anyone imagined. In 2023, Burkina Faso produced 5.1 million tons of cereals. In 2024, production jumped nearly 18% to 6 million tons. By the end of 2025, the country produced over 7.1 million tons, a staggering 125% of national cereal requirements. For the first time in its history, Burkina Faso grew more food than it needed. The government distributed 70,000 tons of subsidized fertilizer, 15,000 tons of improved seeds, and deployed over 600 tractors. A total of 127,000 hectares of new irrigated land were developed, and the country is not stopping. Each year they are adding 25% to the previous year's output. The climate did not defeat them, they defeated the climate. The rejection. Here is what makes Burkina Faso's story truly extraordinary. They did not ask for permission. They did not beg for aid. They rejected the entire model. No World Bank loans, no IMF bailouts, no Western consultants prescribing solutions, no conditional aid demanding political reforms. Burkina Faso funded this revolution with its own resources, on its own terms. They rejected food aid that came with strings attached. They refused to bow to sanctions that were meant to break them. Traoré's government understood a simple truth. The World Bank and IMF had been prescribing the same failed recipes for decades: privatization, dependency, debt. Burkina Faso chose a different path. The message to the world. What Burkina Faso achieved in 2 years sends a message that the global establishment does not want to hear. Progress does not require fake democracy imposed from abroad. It does not require capitalism that extracts rather than builds. It does not require imperialism dressed up as development assistance. If you are sovereign, if you are independent, if you trust your own people, you can achieve anything. You can overcome any challenge. Burkina Faso turned deserts into farmland. It turned prisoners into producers. It turned sanctions into strength. It proved that a nation does not need permission from Washington, Brussels, or Paris to feed its own people. Commodity analyst Kyle DeLuya put it bluntly, these countries are turning deserts into productive farmland. They are buying tractors, not luxury vehicles. They are investing in ambulances with mini theaters. No other African country is doing this at that scale. Achievement. In December 2025, Agriculture Minister Ismaël Sombier announced the historic figure to the world, a 126.4% coverage rate of cereal needs, a rate never achieved in our country. Captain Traoré, in a national address, said simply, "We have achieved food self-sufficiency." The war on hunger is not over, the insurgency continues, but Burkina Faso has proven something irreversible. A nation that was expected to collapse under sanctions has emerged stronger. A people that were expected to starve have fed themselves. A country that was told it could not survive without Western aid has shown the world what true independence looks like. Burkina Faso did not just survive the siege, it built a new model: sovereignty, self-reliance, dignity. The fields of war have become the fields of freedom. Burkina Faso in 2025. 7,142,484 tons of cereals. 126.4% of national requirements. No World Bank, no IMF, no foreign aid.